Hi, I'm Drew with Cornerstone Entertainment, and I'm here today to show you how the social booth is set up. I'm going to start with the stand base. There's a locking mechanism here. We pull it upwards, then we drop it down. I'm going to extend the stand about a foot. I'm going to screw it down so I'm not stripping the threads, not getting it too tight, but tight enough to keep it up. Next, I reach into this bag. I grab what's called a scrim. I'm going to put it over the stand. I'm going to take this loop, give it a one twist, bring it over the stand. Next, I'm going to run power. This end goes into the wall. This end comes up to the bottom of the scrim. There's a seam on the scrim. I'm going to bring it up to the top, and near the top of the seam there's actually an opening. It's a little hidden, but I'm going to run the power through that hole. Next, I'm going to get my Wi-Fi hotspot, and there's a power button at the top left, top right. And I'm going to press that. And actually, you should be holding it down for a second or two, and then it'll come on. It'll pop on. Take about a minute to actually start broadcasting Wi-Fi signal. In the meantime, I'm going to get the kiosk stand head. One quick note while I'm getting the social booth head here is that you will find some gaffer tape in the bin here, and that is used so that if your stand is not so close to the wall and you're worried about people tripping over the cord, the electrical cord going from the wall to the stand, you can tape down the cord. And I'll note that when it comes to the gaffer tape, it's different than duct tape in that it will not leave an adhesive residue on the ground, and so much nicer than duct tape, and I highly recommend using it. You definitely want to prioritize safety first. So this is the head of the social booth. The first thing I'm going to do is loosen up this knob and drop this place where the stand's going to go into, tighten it up, and I'll loosen up the 4 screws that hold down this faceplate for the social booth. Each of the screws has a washer, and I definitely want to keep the washer with the screws so that you don't lose those. And the acrylic is fragile here. You want to put this in a safe place where it can't be scratched. So this is the social booth without the plates on it. And this is an iPad. I'm going to hold down the power button for a second or two, and it should pop on. I'll press the home button. By now, your Wi-Fi connection should be good to go. And so what I'm going to do, so I'm going to tap on this icon down here that says Snap Pick. And bam, it came up. Right now, I've got my current event. Sometimes it might not be a live event, and so you'll see that there are live, upcoming, and past events. Your event might be upcoming, so you could go click on that. But our event is live, so I'm going to tap on it and bring it up. And now I can actually screw down the faceplate again. Here's our faceplate. I lay it down. And our screws just drop in completely vertically. Sometimes you can't tell when they actually meet up with a nut on the inside, so you just gotta drop it down and kind of start twisting, and it's just gonna catch. At this point, put the social booth on the stand. Want to screw those screws down tight. Not stripping the threads, but I don't want the social booth to go anywhere, so I'm going to get it pretty tight. I can plug my power in now. And now I'm going to tap on start photo booth. By the way, I'll just mention that this Wi-Fi hotspot here, I could have actually just put it inside the social booth. I'm not going to unscrew things and try and put it back in there right now, but it's a good safe keeping place for it. As for now, I'll just put it back here. And you probably want to tap the power button on the Wi-Fi hotspot. I'll show you just once more. If I tap the power button, I turn the screen off. It's just going to save on the battery in this. At this point, I've got auto right here, and I want to leave that on. Auto on the burst, and so everything's good. I'm going to just want it fully automatic right now. I don't want to worry about camera settings. And so I'm going to tap on start booth. And that's it. From there, the user experience is pretty much self-guided. I'll note that inside this box, I have a laminated user guide. You're welcome to post this on the wall next to the booth. You're welcome to post the back side of the booth, but this is a good guide for everyone to use. And then to turn the ring light on for the booth, you're just going to find this little knob here. You're going to turn it to the right. I don't think this was connected quite well. Try it again. And bang, there you go. I'm not going to blind you guys when it comes to this, but the more light you have, the better. And so I recommend turning that knob to the right as far as you can go. It might seem a little bit bright to users whenever they first come up to the booth, but turn that knob all the way to the right. The more light you get, the better. That's how you set up the social booth. Thanks so much for your time. I cut us just a little bit short. I want to show you just a couple more things. Obviously, this scrim doesn't look all that good. Before I actually put the scrim down the way we want it, I'm going to get some sandbags out of this little box here. Sandbags are so that if anybody runs into this with any kind of force, it's not going to topple over. So I'm just going to put the sandbags on each one of these legs on what we call a C-stand. And from this point with the scrim, you'll notice it's got 3 little cups right here that the stand legs can go on. So I'll just bring it over the stand legs. You might have to bring your sandbags in just a little bit so that they don't show through. And I kind of like my scrims a little bit tight, so I might just stretch it out just a little bit to neaten up the aesthetics.